All right, everybody, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Always excited to jump in.
Awesome. So today we're going to tackle a word that, well, it's maladroit.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah.
I know, right? Maladroit. It's one of those words you don't hear every day, but when you do, it kind of makes you, I don't know, cringe a little.
Definitely has that effect, yeah. It's kind of like watching someone about to walk into a glass door, you know? You just kind of brace yourself.
Exactly. But before we get too carried away with our own personal maladroit moments, maybe we should actually define the word, right? Get everyone on the same page. So according to our sources,
Hit me with it.
the first definition of maladroit is showing or characterized by clumsiness, not dexterous.
Right, so like the classic image of someone tripping over their own feet or, like you said, about to walk into that glass door.
Yeah, exactly. Like physically awkward, not smooth or graceful at all.
But I think it's important to remember that clumsiness can be more than just physical, right? It can apply to other areas of life, too.
Oh, absolutely. You think about, say, a musician hitting all the wrong notes.
Exactly. Or like a writer who just can't seem to string a coherent sentence together. That lack of skill, that kind of maladroitness can be really frustrating, I think.
Both for the person experiencing it and for anyone witnessing it. But, yeah, there's another side to maladroit that we should talk about, too. It's not always about physical clumsiness.
Right, right. The second definition, it's more about social awkwardness. It describes maladroit as tactless and insensitive in behavior or speech.
Okay, yeah, now that you mention it, that's actually the side of maladroit that I think of first, to be honest. Like, when someone says something completely inappropriate, but they just don't seem to realize it.
Yeah, like they're missing that social filter that most of us have. They just blurt things out without thinking about the consequences.
And it can be so cringy.
Yeah.
Like, you're at a dinner party and someone brings up a really sensitive topic that, like, everyone's trying to avoid, and then boom, there it is.
Oh, yeah, I've been there. It's like watching a car crash in slow motion. You just can't look away.
And what's even more interesting is sometimes these people, they're not necessarily like bad people. They just lack that social awareness, that ability to read the room.
Exactly. And I think that's what makes maladroit such a fascinating word. It really gets at the complexity of human behavior. Like someone can be incredibly intelligent, even gifted in certain areas, but still be completely clueless in social situations.
Right. Like that stereotypical absent-minded professor who's brilliant in the lab but can't remember to tie their shoes.
Exactly. And I think that raises an interesting question. Can someone be maladroit in one area of life but highly skilled in another? Like, is there a correlation between physical clumsiness and social awkwardness?
Good question. It makes you think, like are those two types of maladroitness somehow connected?
I don't know, honestly. It's probably a question for a neuroscientist or a psychologist.
Maybe we should have one on the show.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, I think it's safe to say that maladroit is a word worth knowing, right?
Absolutely. I mean, it's a powerful word, and it reminds us that, hey, we all have our strengths and weaknesses, and maybe, just maybe, it encourages us to be a little more forgiving of those who might stumble, whether it's with their words or their actions.
Well said. Because, let's face it, we've all had our fair share of maladroit moments, haven't we?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Some more memorable than others.
Definitely. But, hey.
Yeah.
That's what makes us human, right?
It's all part of the journey.
Absolutely.
That's all.
All right, that's our deep dive into maladroit for today. Hope you learned something new.
Always a pleasure. And until next time, stay graceful out there, folks.
As graceful as you can.